Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. West Bromwich Albion Career Mode, episode 48. And we're approaching episode 50, obviously. And I'm thinking, let me know what you guys think. I'm thinking I might do a little bit of a special episode for 50 and 100 when we reach 100. And well, not necessarily special, just a bit different, because I know people like live episodes, they like face cam. Well, I probably wouldn't do face cam, but I'm thinking I might just do a whole live episode. We may be into the January transfer window as that happens, so I might do an episode where I do it all live, like 3 games live, highlights and stuff like that, like a lot of other YouTubers do it, and like do live transfer window, because obviously I don't usually show you my work in the transfer window. I might do that in this episode as we go on, but let me know what you think about that for episode 50, a little special or something. Maybe I'll even answer some of your questions. If you leave questions, I might do a little mini Q&A as we go along. But into this episode now, we have 4 games in this episode. We're starting off against Villarreal. We then play Middlesbrough, who are actually around in contention in the top spots for the league. We have Tottenham after that, and then we have Juventus to cap off the episode in the Champions League. We got off to a flyer right there with the first chance of the episode fall into Jan Gorkov as Sturridge just done some brilliant work down the left hand side. Oh my god, I've had a cough for days, man. I've had a cough for days. But getting back into the action, Gorkov returns the favour this time, finding Sturridge in behind. Sturridge ends up eventually being taken down in the 37th minute to earn us a penalty and give us the opportunity to go 2-0 up and double our lead. Sturridge was obviously tipped as the man to watch in this game before it started, and he's actually turning out to be that guy, the man to watch, because he's really putting some pressure on Villarreal, just creating chances, getting in behind. He created the first goal, and he's put them under some pressure, forced them to give away a penalty in this one, which Sturridge is going to be the man to step up and try and put away. 87% passing. They've got 79% passing early on, and Sturridge, without a doubt, he is the man. He tucks away the penalty and puts us 2-0 up in the Hawthorns in the Champions League against Villarreal. We've had a bit of a slow start in the champion. Well, I wouldn't say a slow start. We've started brilliantly, but considering we beat Juventus in the very first game of the Champions League, you'd expect us to be doing a little bit better than we are right now. But if we get a 2-0 win from this game, we'll really be looking strong to go through. And we did have a chance to extend our lead even more when we was given another penalty 71 minutes in. Sturridge, the ball landed at Sturridge's feet. Like, it was just pinging around the box, basically. I think as Bradley headed it back down to him, he took a touch. I wanted him to shoot first time, but FIFA fashion, typical FIFA, he took a touch and was taken down before he could put it in the back of the net. And Sturridge stepped up again to take the penalty. Will he go the same way? Mind games against the keeper, and he actually ended up putting it in the other corner and putting us 3-0 up in this game, 72 minutes in. So we're looking like we're going to pick up all 3 points in our 4th game week in the Champions League, and Daniel Sturridge continues his fine goal scoring form, just continuing to score goals. It's a nice penalty, cool, calm, collected. No one else but Daniel Sturridge is going to be taking penalties for this team most likely. He just tucks them away. And 75 minutes in now, as Villarreal are really just trying to get anything out of this game, Jankovic steps up and gets himself another assist as Berahino tries to be a little bit cheeky and chip it over the keeper. That didn't work. I mean, those never used to work in previous FIFAs. They do work this year now. So I'm trying to get that to go in for me. I've seen other people doing it. I haven't been able to do it so far. But luckily Berahino was actually able to turn that in. I'm not actually sure if Jankovic is going to get the assist for that one, because it was saved in the first place by the keeper. But hey, it doesn't really matter. Back into some more news. Butland. I've realized recently that my episodes have been becoming a lot more just gameplay. There's not been much going on behind the scenes. I'm going to start a lot more of showing more of the news, because I used to do that a lot in the old episodes, showing what's going on around the world. Butland is apparently wanting to leave Stoke City. That's what's happening. I haven't really been showing too many rumours in this series as well, so we'll get back to that. But now we have a big game against Middlesbrough of all teams. You wouldn't expect that to be one of the biggest games, but they are the best defensive team in the league right now, coming up against us, who are the best offensive team in the league. They're sitting in 3rd in the league, I think a few points off of us, as we are sitting top of the table, top of the pile. This is the lineup we went with right here. Vandermeer gets another start, of course. Chadli in the attacking midfield position. Sobby playing on the left. And Middlesbrough, they got a few former West Bromwich Albion players. Alan Neom starting on right back, and Callum McManaman starting in right midfield for them. So they got a few players who knows where it is, and it's Callum McManaman who actually gets them the lead right there, as Brozovic just really couldn't get him off the ball. I don't know what was going on right there. It's like strength attributes just don't matter sometimes. Like, we was using the strength button, working him shoulder to shoulder. We was doing all we can, and he was getting flung around, but he just wouldn't get off the ball, Callum McManaman, and he ended up smashing it across the box in this. I think it's Tachosen. Is that even how you? I don't know what his name is. But he ends up getting on the end of it inside the box and putting Middlesbrough in an early lead. Don't let this be a Fulham repeat as Sobby gets the ball, using good footwork to get around two different players, and his shot is eventually saved by Valdez. And we're trying to get ourselves back level as soon as possible because we don't want to go 2-0 down like we did against Fulham and have to work back. Van der Meer takes a shot from just outside the box, and this guy he can't seem to find the back of the net, man. He gets all the chances, just can't seem to convert with them. It's a really good shot. How many times do I have to say it? This guy can hit a ball, but he's just not scored a long range shot yet. Middlesbrough create a chance out of nothing from a goal kicker. It just ends up with Gaston Ramirez. He squares it again to the goal scorer, and his shot is saved by Jack Rose. 30 minutes in, Middlesbrough trying to get themselves back into attack. Fabio on the ball this time. He ends up finding Gaston Ramirez with a little bit of space. His cross is deflected into the path of Victor Fisher, and Middlesbrough go 2-0 up against us. Exactly not what we wanted from this game. 32 minutes in, we're 2-0 down, and it's looking like there's going to be a Fulham repeat. The cross is deflected perfectly into the path of Victor Fisher. A little bit lucky there. Nothing lucky about the finish, though. The finish was absolutely beautiful. Now we're back at it, trying to get back level. It falls to Van der Meer inside the box, and his finish is just wide of the post. Max Van der Meer has to be putting that one in the back post. Maxwell Van der Meer, he just has to put that away, and we're back in the game before half-time, but it's after half-time before we could create another chance. Brozovic getting us going. Bezic is going to slide the ball into Sturridge, and it's a brilliant save from Valdez, and it doesn't even cross the line. It's just trickling. I was so sure that one was going to trickle inside the post, but a brilliant save by Victor Valdez, just getting enough on it, and it squirms on the wrong side of the post for us. Now we have to keep fighting. Sturridge is going to eventually play it into Jonathan Lecco, who works it onto his right foot, and his shot is easily saved by Victor Valdez, pretty much down the throat of the Spanish goalkeeper. Working it outside again as time is running out. Victor Moses is going to play it into Brozovic. He gives it straight back to Victor Moses. One-on-one with the keeper, and Victor Moses gives us a lifeline with just over 10 minutes left to play. We can't pick up the ball again because that's not how it works. You can't pick up the ball when you're chasing a result on this. 79 minutes on the clock though. Victor Moses and Brozovic working well together. Victor Moses on off the bench obviously, and I told you he's been playing well since he signed for us, and he gives us a lifeline right here. One more chance possibly in this game for it. Well, we got 10 minutes left to work a result out of this. If we could get a draw, I'll be happy with this. Victor Moses is recording his second goal of the Premier League season, and it's him again in the 90th minute trying to create something. He turns inside his man. He's running inside the box. He's got a few options with him. He decides to ignore all of them, and his shot cannons off the outside of the post. I tried to just smash it in at the near post with Victor Moses. I saw a few players inside the box, but Sturridge just pulled away way too far, and I decided to just take a shot because I figured I would be so pissed if I came out of that in the 90th minute without even getting a shot on target. If I'd just been dispossessed and ended up losing the ball without making a decision, I decided let's just get a shot off, and it ends up hitting the outside of the post. We do come out of that game with a defeat. So 2 of our defeats this season against Fulham and Middlesbrough, both of them at the Hawthorns. That makes me sick. I'm pissed off about that. But then back into the outside news right there. All quiet on the Evans front. Johnny Evans has said he wants to go to Arsenal, but since then, nothing's going on. Arsenal are just ignoring it. They acting like they don't even hear it because they don't want Johnny Evans. They don't want this guy. Like, come on. Johnny Evans to Arsenal. Come on. Come on, bruh. But after losing to Middlesbrough, a team who is chasing us right now, they're around us for this top of the league position. We have to come up and face Tottenham. We're looking to bounce back. Van der Meer on the bench for this one. It's Brozovic and Bradley, I believe, who played in the... No, Brozovic and Bezic in the midfield position, because we did go with a 3-5-2 in this one. Reece James and Davide... No, was it Santon? It was either Santon or Byron playing at the right midfield, right wing back position. As we will see as it comes up, it could be a lot of a stronger Spurs team. There's a lot of strong players. Salomon Rondon is on the bench for this one, but that's how it's going right now. James on the left-hand side. Whenever we play this formation, he seems to get really involved in getting forward, and I'm liking it. We might start playing this formation a lot more as James dinks it into the box, and Chadli just wanted it more. He goes around inside and gets his header to find the bottom corner. Well, not to find the bottom corner, just wide of the bottom corner, sorry. 12 minutes in and we're creating all the chances. Chadli finds Brozovic, and he again is going to find Reece James streaking forward. Sturridge is going to receive a beautiful pass from Reece James, and it's just a well-worked goal. Just nice passing football. The pass from Reece James to find Daniel Sturridge inside the box was just pinpoint. Just drove it into Daniel Sturridge, and Daniel Sturridge kind of lets it roll across his body onto his right foot, and first time finish past the keeper. Look at that pass from Reece James right into the path of Daniel Sturridge. Reece James is looking good when he gets forward so far this season. Still yet to score, but he's been denied by some brilliant saves. I'm assuming he might score plus of 5 goals this season if we start playing this formation enough. But 1-0 up at this point. We're trying to double our lead. Chadli is going to find Nolan Rue. He's going to square it across to Sam Byron playing at the right position. He's going to square it again to Nolan Rue, and he doubles our lead with a ruthless finish. Cue Stephen Bear voice. Ruthless finish. 29 minutes on the clock, and we've doubled our lead against Tottenham, who really aren't causing us too many problems in this game at this point. And we're just pushing forward. Sam Byron kicks inside of his man. I think it was Josh Onoma, and he squares it to Rue, and that's just a beautiful finish from the striker. Back from injury in this game, and he just got off to a flyer, just smashing that one in the back of the net, making up for lost time. Out for about a month with that sprained ankle. Tottenham finally getting forward now though, and they force a good save out of Jack Rose. Their first attempt of the game. Now they want to try and mount somewhat of a comeback after going 2-0 down like we did in the last game. We know all about having to come back from 2 goals down, but now Tottenham have themselves a corner. I don't know who it is right there trying to whip it in. It's Manamev. And Jack Rose, pushes it out, and it goes straight to the feet of Kieran? I almost called him Kieran Dyer. How did Kieran Dyer end up in my mind? That dude. Eric Dyer it falls to. And we just can't get it. We can't stop it from ending up in the back of the net. It's poor, really. It should have done a lot better. But look at that footwork from Chadli to just poke it around his man. It falls to Daniel Sturridge, who eventually plays it back to Nolan Rue, trying to get his second of the game, and he's denied by only a really good save from Hugo Lloris right there. But we're putting pressure on Tottenham. We're playing really good. This season, we look like a completely different animal going forward. Playing really good football, positive football. We're looking like champions right now, really. And the only team that I'm really worried about right now is Arsenal, because they're the only team close to us who really would look like mounting a comeback into the second half now. Really good football. Again, everyone's getting involved. Chadli slides it through to Nolan Rue. He races through on goal, and he seems like he's misfooted Hugo Lloris as he's put it in that far post. Lloris didn't even come close to it. Nolan Rue gets his second of the game, and he opens up a 2-goal lead for us again, putting us 3-1 up in this game. Beautiful football between Bezic, Sturridge, Chadli, eventually finding it through to Nolan Rue, and he tucks it away with aplomb, getting his second goal of the series, and I believe his second brace of the series. Or the second goal, I said second goal of the series. Second goal of the game, and I think it's his second brace of the series. So Nolan Rue comes back from injury, gets straight on the score sheet, and now it's just us looking to just open up hell on the Tottenham. Chadli just putting some pain on them, returning against Tottenham again. He ends up finding Nolan Rue, who completes his hat-trick. Chadli's already got 2 hat-tricks for the series. He got one this season, and I thought, why not let Nolan Rue complete his hat-trick? As Chadli races through, he squares it to Nolan Rue, and he tucks it away in that far post. Nacer Chadli is just a thorn in Tottenham's side right now, just creating chance after chance after chance. He puts us 4-1 up against Tottenham at the Hawthorns. The Hawthorns is looking like, well, matter of fact, I was going to say it's looking like a fortress, but we've lost to both Fulham and Middlesbrough so far this season at the Hawthorns. We could be doing a lot better at home, but Nolan Rue got out there with a 10 rating, and we got out there with all 3 points. And now in the news, we're training a few players, and in the news, I feel a bit proud of this. They're talking about quality in the youth ranks of West Brom, which is what I'm kind of focusing on. I'm proud of that. Players like Vandermeer, players like Nino Jankovic, players like the captain right here, Christiansen. He's still only 21 years old. We got a lot of youth in this team, and we could be doing. We've got a game against Juventus now. We're looking like I mean, regardless of what happens, we're looking pretty strong to qualify at least. Whether we get top spot or not, we're looking like we should at least qualify. If we lose this game and Villarreal win, it could throw into balance at all. But if we can avoid defeat in this match, we're looking pretty comfortable. If we can win this, I think we confirm our spot in the next round as champions as well of the group. Well, as winners of the group. I say champions of the group. Barely champions, but Juventus are a tough opposition. The first chance, the only real shot we had on target was Reece James from range, less than 10 minutes into the game. 36 minutes before another chance is created. It's Higuain trying to create something. He ends up sliding it through to Kingsley Coman, who played it to Miralem Pjanic, and his shot should have just went across the keeper, but they don't want to do that. He's denied by Jack Rose early on in this one. I don't know why they don't just go across the keeper. It's like they don't want to score when they shoot. It doesn't really make sense. But from a corner, Miralem Pjanic was going to step up and take it. He ends up whipping it in, and I don't know what's happened. It's flicked on from Marquisio. It takes the deflection off of Karsdorp, and ends up right at the feet of Kingsley Coman, and it's just a sloppy goal. It's one of them goals you really can't do a thing about that. There are some situations, sometimes I'm watching people's videos and they're talking about, oh, legendary, I can't do nothing about that goal, and I'm watching, I'm thinking, you probably could have done something about that. There was nothing I could have done about that goal. What could I have done? There's nothing, I couldn't have done anything. I couldn't. Because they've automatically switched to defend against the original cross, and it's taken the deflection and it's just ended up at Coleman. I couldn't react quick enough. It's nonsense. But we're trying to get ourselves back in, and it's ended up 84 minutes in the game, and we're struggling to create anything right now. And Pjanic gets his shot off, and it's just wide of the post right now. So the Juventus leading 85 minutes in. 87 minutes before the next chance is created, it's James and Sturridge creating chances again. Reece James is going to put it back to Van der Meer. He's denied by Neto. It falls to Rue, and Neto in the goal again denies us twice. So we couldn't pull anything back from this game. We beat Juventus at their stadium 1-0, and then we lose at ours 1-0. So both on 8 points at this stage in this Champions League group stage, week 5. I'm not sure what happened with Villarreal's game, but we'll see in the next episode what it's looking like. And at the end of this episode, we are top of the group by top of the table by 4 points. Middlesbrough, despite beating us, are 4 points off of us in 3rd position, and it's looking like we really could be champions. So my question of the episode is, do you think we can win the league? With this team that we have, do you think it's strong enough? Leave your answer in the comment section. And also, actually, I'm just remembering, to Kev the Hulk, he asked me, is my career mode going to be in the Bundesliga? I said I might drop a hint. I'm not going to tell you which league it's going to be in, but what I will say is it is a team in European competition. They're of European quality, so they are in either the Europa League or the Champions League. And they're a team who, last season, in real life at least, they did lose a pretty important member of their team. So they've lost a key player within the last year, and they're a European team. Leave your comments who you think it is, because this is going to be interesting to see who you guys think it is. But that's the end of this episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. We're going over 17 minutes, so I'm going to just leave in a bit. Peace.